Two men arrested in Smith County for transporting undocumented immigrants plead not guilty. Good evening and thank you for being with us. The men were arrested last month in a federal raid at Jimenez Furniture Store off Highway 69 between Tyler and Swan. KLTV7's Michael Richardson was inside a federal courtroom in Tyler today as Arturo Alcantar Perez and Guillermo Limon Sanchez went before a federal judge.
On June 2nd, the Federal Bureau of Investigation and ICE agents were outside Jimenez Furniture off Highway 69 in Tyler with video showing arrests at the scene. Two men who were arrested then were in federal court today, Arturo Alcantar Perez and Guillermo Limon Sanchez. Inside Magistrate Judge K. Nicole Mitchell's courtroom, they both pleaded not guilty to conspiracy to transport illegal aliens. Cameras were not allowed inside the courtroom. According to an indictment, the men are two of four people accused of transporting illegal aliens beginning over 3 years ago in May of 2023. Virginia Gomez Ponce Valdivia and Kayla Stacy Valdivia Gomez have also been indicted. The former is listed as the property owner for the furniture store. Both men are held at the Gregg County Jail on federal detainers from the U.S. Marshal Service. Michael Richardson, KLTV7 News.
And both men are set to stand trial later next month.